Dallas, Dana White will not be delighted that Jake Paul against Hasim Rahman Jr. was cancelled in the middle of the UFC 277. He recognizes that each boxer probably trained hard and has lost money accordingly, but things always seem shady for him. White has long declared that few people can do what the UFC does almost every weekend of the calendar year, which must put high-level fights on a coherent basis. Even the former financial director of the UFC, Nakisa Bidarian, who is advisor to Jake Paul, and the owner of the Most Precious Promotions, the company that promotes Paul's fights, cannot make it, according to White. It is not because you were accountant here press conference. I think Jake Paul needs to bring different people around him. If he will stay in sport, he must be with guys who really know how to fight. Paul against Rahman Jr. was to take place on August 6. However, according to an announcement of cancellation of the event published on Saturday by the Most Precious Promotions, the fight was cancelled after Rahman deceived the promotion and the commission on his weight cut and asked for the fight to go from 200 books at 215 pounds. White did not seem to buy the explanation. I think they sold less than $1 million in tickets, and it costs $500,000 to light the thin lights at Message, said White. Not to mention the hotel rooms in New York, and the transport is very expensive. A few hours after cancellation, we do not know what is Paul's next decision. Rahman has not yet spoken publicly about the situation. Meanwhile, the UFC resumes next week with UFC on ESPN 40 at UFC Apex in Las Vegas.